Hey guys, my name is Wolf Lego and welcome back to another custom Lego minifigure showcase, and today we're going to be taking a look at my custom Lego minifigures for the newest X-Men movie, Logan. So Logan I'm very interested in because it is the last performance from Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart playing these two iconic characters, and I'm really excited to see how this movie goes down. For multiple reasons. It is Wolverine finally in an R-rated film. It's finally a smaller looking story too. I've been tired of the superhero movies all being about like the end of the world, and I'm really excited for this one. And so I guess you could say, like, in anticipation for the film, I made Logan, Xavier, and X-23 from the movie. These are the only figures I plan on making at the moment. If I enjoy any other characters, I'll probably make them, maybe. I always say that, but I end up never making them, so just expect just these three for now. And yeah, I've been working on these minifigures for the last 2 weeks, and I'm really happy with how they turned out, especially Logan. He turned out really great, and the girl, X-23. I did some interesting stuff on her that I can't wait to show you guys. And yeah, so without further ado, I guess we'll go up into a close-up on all three of these figures. Alright, so our first minifigure here is Logan himself, or the Wolverine. This is my first ever custom Wolverine, so I'm really happy with how he turned out. Now, I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to see the kind of bloody blue jacket outfit, or this one, and a lot of you seem to have wanted, well, it was kind of even for the most part, but I think it was more in favor of the blue. But really, thinking about it, I really wanted to make him the suit because I just think it looked really nice, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So, I guess we'll go over his accessories, or not really any because they are attached to him. So, for the claws, I just took Lego's Wolverine claws. I don't have any on me. They're over by my desk, but you know what they look like. And I don't like how they grip in Lego's hands. It looks really weird, so I just cut it and sanded it and then glued it onto the hand, and I think it looks pretty nice. I really do like it. They are very fragile though, so they are hard to work around, so I'm very careful when I move them. So this is going to be a little hard to show him without trying to wreck him, because I have broken these off, so I don't want to do that again. So as you can see, I just glued them on there, and then I add some blood up by the knuckles up there, because I want to, because when his claws come out, he cuts his skin, so it makes sense. And that's on both sides. You can see blood in between, and I think they look okay. They're not perfect, they're a little big, and but I like them. So then I used E-tape to do the cuffs on his sleeves. I mean, like the white undershirt, you can see that popping out. I did that, continued that from like my John Wick figure. As you can see, there's E-tape wrapped around the wrist, his wrist. Yeah, there you go. And his arms are blank, and there's some buttons on the back. And there's not much going on in the arms. So the head of the figure, this was interesting to make. So to make the head, I used this head as a base. This is the head I used. I don't know what set this comes from, but I decided to use this head because I like the expression on the face. So as you can see, what I did to it is I took away the eyebrows, and then I sculpted on a beard, and I really like how this turned out. I think it looks nice. So I sculpted on a beard, painted that in dark gray, and added some light gray highlights by the chin, and then painted on my own eyebrows, some cuts and whatnot, scarring. And then the hairpiece was made from a Mutt Williams hairpiece, and I sculpted this. I used the Mutt Williams hairpiece as a base. As you can see, it's inside there. And I sculpted this hairpiece, and I'm really happy with it. So, as you can see, it's in a dark gray with some brown in it and some black, really matching Logan's hair, I think, and I think it worked out really nice. So I'm really happy with how that turned out, and I think it looks really good. Because any other hairpiece I don't think really would work for his hairstyle in the movie, so I just ended up making my own. And for making one of my first hairs, it's not bad. It's especially with X-23. I'll show that in a second, but I'm really happy with how the hair turned out on this figure. So the rest of the minifigure, I guess we'll zoom in. So his suit coat is made from a Cape Madness trench coat, cut up and modified. My only problem with doing that is, as you can see, some of the bits are coming off on the top. I tried using glue to kind of keep it from unraveling. I don't really know how to keep that from happening. If any of you have any suggestions, I would love to hear it. But as you can see, I bent the pieces here and glued them on, painted on some buttons on this side, a pocket on this side, the buttonholes, a pocket up there, and I painted the lines on the back, cut the jacket a bit on the bottom to act as like that. I don't know what that's called. I don't know how to talk in jacket. And then the legs of the minifigure is just some suit pants design. Same kind of thing I did for John Wick and my Joker. It's just a straight line down the legs, and then the shoes are painted on there in brown with some light brown as the bottom of the shoes, and it does wrap around into the inside legs as well. I usually try to do that, and he is posable. And then the torso of the minifigure, to show that, I'm going to have to remove the jacket real quick, so let me do that. Alright, so we got the jacket removed. So what I did is I just took a standard white torso, just a blank white torso, and I painted on the shirt pattern there with the buttons the buttons are actually a metallic white, and I think that worked out really nice, and they look pretty nice. And then you got the cuffs bent there, you got some chest hair. I know that looks kind of weird, but it's necessary for him. I don't think Lego really prints on chest hair, so I thought it looked kind of odd when I was doing it, but after I put it on, it looked pretty good. And then I dirtied up the shirt with some dark tan, added some black lines as wrinkles, and I actually added gray to represent as a shadow because, you know, it's like folded and whatnot. I think it makes it pop out a bit more, and I really like how it looks. The back is just blank because, you know, he's got the jacket on all the time. And then on the top of the neck, I did actually paint black up there. And, you know, you got the collar of the shirt there as well. And then you can see with the jacket off, you can see the belt is painted with the gold belt buckle and just a brown belt with some, you know, the loops and all that, and the belt piece and all that. Same on that side. So, yeah, let me put this figure back together real quick. Alright, so that's about it for Logan. Let me know what you think of the minifigure in the comments down below, especially the hairpiece. I spent a lot of time working on that, and I'm really happy with it. And I think I captured Hugh Jackman pretty well. It's going to be sad to see him go, but hopefully this movie will be great because we get to finally see Wolverine in an R-rated film. Yeah, so without further ado, let's move on to our next figure. So, X-23. Now, this figure, I wanted to do something a bit different than I think most people are planning on doing with their figure. I don't know. I don't know where to start with this one. I guess we'll start with the claws, the same as Wolverine, and then we'll go into the how I did what you are seeing right now. So the claws are just the Wolverine claws that Lego have, and all I did was I took a set of them and I cut off the two sides of the claws, and I just you know, glued them onto the hands there, and I made these ones bloody because, you know, she's kind of sorry, I bumped the camera there. She's a bit more violent than Wolverine. It seems Wolverine's getting old and she's kind of a little nuts. But yeah, so I like how those look. You know, you can see they're all bloodied up and all that stuff, all that detail on there, the bloody claws. I like them. They look nice. So then the hairpiece. The hairpiece was interesting. So none of Lego's hair seemed to work for me. Any one I looked at I wasn't happy with. So I ended up deciding to make my own. And this was very, very challenging to do. And it's not perfect. It's pretty nice from the front. I wouldn't say the back is as good. But this is completely sculpted. I didn't even use a base for this one. So it is still removable. You can see right there. And you can see the Procreate in there. I completely sculpted this. And I really like it. I think it turned out nice. And let me know what you think of it, because I would really like to hear you guys' feedback. So the head is just this girl head. I didn't change it at all except the eyebrows. This is literally the face. I'm sure you've seen this head before. I think it's suited pretty well, so I just went with it. Should have talked about this a bit more while I had this off. Let me take this off again, sorry. There's a face on the back. I don't know if it really works for like a normal look for her, like a normal looking face. I guess it could work if I wanted it, but I prefer the more aggressive face anyway, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But you could use this, I guess. It looks okay. So the jacket is just a AR jacket from Cape Madness, and a bit modified, cut up, and painted in my own dark blue with some light gray lines to represent the, you know, the pockets and all that stuff, and the buttons and whatnot. And you can see there's the cuffs on there with the buttons in the back of the torso, and it turned out nice. So the torso, I had to paint a running, galloping horse. Some people say it's a unicorn. I couldn't see it with a horn, so I'm just assuming it's a horse. And I painted the rainbow behind it and all that. And I really like how it turned out. Now, it does not really have a face because it is covered up by the jacket. So if I do remove the jacket a bit, you can see that the face is cut off a little bit. Not really a good face, just because the jacket's going to be covering it most of the time. So that's what I went with for that. So the torso and the legs, I want to talk about this. So I don't like how Lego does their short people. You know, to make someone shorter looking, like a kid or you know, a dwarf or something like that. So what they do is they have these legs, and I just don't think they work because you can't pose your minifigure, and it just doesn't look right. Because like, what happens to their thigh? It's like a quarter of their thigh, and it turns into the rest of the torso. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I know some people will cut off like the legs and then sand them down, and then cut and glue the feet back on. But then you got the giant thigh of a normal size minifigure, you know, such as like Logan here. You can see the big thigh sticking there, and it just looks like you got a thigh and then a foot, and it's really weird looking. You don't have the rest of the leg. So what I did was I sanded the sides of the torso and made those flat because, you know, she's a small girl, and then I sanded the bottom of the torso like so. And if you put it up next to her, you can see that the belt piece and the torso connect. So I sanded it as far as I could go, and then I had to sand the belt piece a bit, and then I glued those together to make that into one piece. And then I took a normal leg or a normal minifigure leg. I don't think I have one on me to kind of show, but except Logan. And then I cut off the feet, sanded them down, and then I sanded off the thigh piece here. Then I glued it to where I wanted it, and I made sure that the leg was as tall as this piece. So this piece, like so, you know, it's as tall as that. So if you see, it lines up right with the leg and not the belt piece. We're talking about the leg here. Alright, so then I sculpted with Procreate my own thighs onto her legs, and as you can see, they're a lot smaller than a minifigure's legs usually are, as you can see there. So you put a minifigure up there. I gotta put his claws up so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see the thigh is a lot smaller. So it's just like a mini-sized minifigure. And I really like how this turned out. I'm really happy with it. I had to modify a lot of things on this to make this work. But overall, I'm really happy with it. And you can still pose her. Make her run. And they don't look ridiculous. They look like small legs. So I went through a lot to do that. So hopefully you guys liked it, or like how it looks. And I'll probably do that for Rocket Raccoon if you guys, I'm probably going to do it anyway, but I'd really like to hear what you guys think. I took a lot of time to work that out, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's about it for X23. Pretty happy with how she turned out. You know, the hairpiece makes her work, and then how they got the legs and everything just makes her look like a small minifigure. I could have tried maybe to shorten the arms a bit. That could have been interesting. I might try that with Rocket. Who knows? But overall, I'm really happy with how she turned out. And definitely let me know what you think of her in the comments down below. Oh, and her pants, as you can see, she's got red boots and the pockets and whatnot. But that's not really important. But yeah, let me know what you think of her, please, in the comments down below. So to show you this minifigure properly, I'm going to have to take him out of the wheelchair. But this is just Lego's new wheelchair piece that they made. I'm really happy that they made one of these, because instead of building one, I just bought this, and it's a really nice piece. I really like that they made a wheelchair, and Xavier looks really nice in it as well. But to show the figure, I'm going to have to take him out of his chair and make him remarkably stand. You know, what a miracle. He can stand. Wow. Xavier has his legs back. He's no longer crippled. Yay! Okay. So this figure was the first one I finished. And pretty simple figure, very close to the Logan figure, especially the jacket. The jacket's like almost identical. The pockets are a little more rounded though, and as you can see, they are in a you know, it's brown, and the arms are in dark brown. The jacket is in light brown, and yeah. So the inside of the torso, as you can see, is just a blue torso with some wrinkles and whatnot, and the cuff up there, collar with some buttons, and it works pretty nice. And then also the belt down there. If you don't see that, the belt buckle and all that. Then the back of the torso is just that. This jacket's a little crumpled from sitting there, I guess. Try to straighten you up. So the legs are just the, you know, suit pants with the lines down it, and then the shoes are light brown with the tan bottom. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that, by the way. Oops. I painted the bottom of the feet because he's going to be sitting. That's why I didn't want to scratch those off, but they didn't seem to be scratched off. Then the back of the legs, as you can see, are not painted because he's going to be sitting down all the time, you know, in the wheelchair. I'm not going to have him stand like this. That's why I painted the bottom of his feet. I usually don't paint the bottom of the feet because they're usually in a peg or something, you know. Then the head of the minifigure, I painted everything except the eyes, like usual. And I think it looks okay. I'm not too happy with the mouth. I think I could have made that a little better. But overall, I like the eyebrows and how most of the wrinkles turned out. And I put some white streaks on the back to represent as his hair. That doesn't look good at all. So, you know, you're not going to see it anyway, but it is there because he does have hair for some reason. Yeah, Xavier is a very simple minifigure. I am glad I made him because I haven't made an Xavier minifigure. I haven't made any X-Men figures, I think. And I didn't want to skip out on them. So let me put him back in his wheelchair real quick. And yeah, it's going to suck, too. I mentioned this with Logan. I think I mentioned this in the beginning. Patrick Stewart came out and said that this is going to be his last movie playing Charles Xavier. So that's gonna be pretty sad to see him go. But either way, it's been fun seeing him around, and I can't wait that he's going to be in another movie. So yeah, let me know what you think of the minifigure in the comments down below. So yeah, guys, that's about it for these minifigures. I hope you guys like them as much as I enjoyed making them. This is my first video I've recorded in my in the attic, so I don't have everything set up just right. The lighting seems a little bright on this side, and I'm going to be building somewhat of a nice studio for making videos. It's going to look a lot better than this with lighting and whatnot, and I can't wait to start working on that. And I can't work on it just yet because I want to get these figures out of the way. So if the lighting's a little off, let me know, and if you hear any background noise, please do put it in the comments down below because I'm trying to soundproof stuff and whatnot. But I got a rug in here, so it seems to make things pretty muffled from downstairs and whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit of a belch going on there. Yeah, so whatever you thought of these minifigures, which one's your favorite, please let me know in the comments down below. I always love hearing what you guys think. And I'm really happy with how these guys turned out. These are some of my, I always say, almost all figures I make, like past another one, are better than the other ones, and I really enjoyed these ones. And yeah, especially these hairs, those turned out really nice. I was really happy with that. So yeah, there's not much else to say. I will be doing a review on the movie. I'm going to start doing reviews on films, so expect that. That should be fun to make, and I'll talk about the movie once it's fully out, because I want to. And yeah, I think that's really about it. There's not really much else to go over, is there? So don't forget to follow me on Flickr, Instagram, and Twitter, especially Instagram, because if you guys have Instagrams, I post behind the scenes photos there more often than any other social media and whatnot. So if you want to check that out, link will be in the description down below. And that's it. So hope you guys have a nice day. God bless you, people of justice. May the force be with you always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Are you excited for Logan? The movie? The new one? Yeah? X-Men? You know what I'm talking about? The X-Men? X-Men. Logan. Wolverine. Those guys. The Wolverine. The Wolver... Aww.